Okay, we're back. Well, my computer froze up on me there. Okay, so we were almost done with question number 17, I believe it was. We got to this point right here. We broke up radical 120 into radical 4 times radical 30. Radical 4 is 2, so 2 radical 30. So I put 2 radical 30 right here. 2 goes into each of these. 2 goes in here 6 times. 2 goes into 2 once. So 6 plus or minus radical 30. So 6 plus radical 30, 6 minus radical 30. Okay? All right. Then, the next thing we need to talk about is something called the discriminant. Okay? Not discriminate, discriminant. Okay? Not like if you hate somebody because of the way they look or the nationality or something like that. Discriminant is b squared minus 4ac, which should look familiar. Okay? That is the part of the quadratic formula inside the radical. Now, I want to make sure you understand. As of right now, we've been finding solutions. It says find the solutions, find the solution, find the solution. That's what we've done every single problem up until now in this section. Okay? Now, we're not interested in solutions. I don't care what the answers are, okay? The discriminant does not tell you what the solutions are. It just tells you about them. It tells you about them, okay? So, what it's going to tell you, what you need to understand is what's inside the radical. Like right here. Here we had radical 120, okay? Inside, the discriminant would have been 120. The value of the discriminant is 120 on this particular problem, okay? There turned out to be two solutions, 6 plus radical 30 and 6 minus radical 30. The discriminant could be one of three options. It could be positive, like positive 120. It could be negative, or it could be 0. Every number is either positive, negative, or 0 that are not, forget about imaginary for right now, okay? But every real number is either positive, negative, or 0, okay? So what you need to understand is this. If the discriminant is positive, there are two real answers, okay? There's two real answers. Whatever they are, there's two real. Why is there two of them? Because of the plus or minus symbol, okay? Now, what if the discriminant's negative? If it's negative, that would have been a negative 120 right here. Answers would be imaginary, because whenever there's a negative inside the radical, it's imaginary. And how many imaginary? Two of them, because of the plus or minus. There's two imaginary answers. Now, what if it's 0? What if the discriminant's 0? Well, if this would have been 0 right here, can we take the square root of 0? Sure, that's a real number. The square root of 0 is 0. Okay? So, it's going to be real, because the other time it's imaginary if you have a negative inside the radical. Okay? So the answer is going to be real. Is there going to be two of them right here because of the plus or minus symbol? The answer is no. And here's why. If this was 0, the square root of 0 is 0. Let's put this on hold for a second here. If I give you this right here, 8 plus or minus 2, you should know that there's two numbers there. And don't say 8 and 2. Okay? It's neither 8 nor 2. These are the numbers 10 and 6. Where did I get 10 and 6 from? 8 plus 2 and 8 minus 2. 10 and 6, okay? Now if I gave you 8 plus or minus 1, that's the numbers 7 and 9. 8 plus 1 is 9, 8 minus 1 is 7. But if I gave you 8 plus or minus 0, is that two numbers? No. It's only one number. 8 plus 0 is 8, and 8 minus 0 is 8. So if this is 0, it's only one number, okay? So if the discriminant is 0, there's one real answer. We're done asking you what are the answers. They just want to know about how many answers. How many answers? That's all we care about, and what kind of answers, okay? So when we look at question number 19, okay, they give us x squared plus 12x plus 36 is 0. X squared plus 12x plus 36 is 0. Okay, it's got to be in the correct form, and it is. It's got to equal 0, and it does. It's got to be x squared x something, okay? So A, B, and C is 1, 12, and 36 again, okay? So B squared is 12 squared, which is 144, minus 4 times A times C. A times C is 1 times 36. 4 times 36 is 144. 144 minus 144 is 0. So the discriminant, the value of the discriminant is 0. So what does that tell you? If it's 0, there's one real answer. Now, is this the answer? No. It doesn't tell you the answers. It just tells you about the answers. The discriminant is 0, so there's one real answer. What is it? I don't know. Okay? How could I find the answer? Use the whole quadratic formula. Okay? And if you're dying, you know what the answer is. The answer is negative 6. Okay? You could use the whole quadratic formula. The answer would be negative. But you don't need to do that for this problem. We're done finding answers right now. Okay? I just want to know about the answers. There's the discriminant is 0. There's one real answer. Okay? All right, next one. I told you this is easier than what we were doing. 21. So use the discriminant to find 4n squared minus 4n It's 4n minus 24 is 0. Okay, it equals 0. It's in the right order, so A, B, and C are 4, -4, and -24. So B squared minus 4AC. B squared is -4 squared. -4 times -4 is positive 16. Minus 4 times A times C. 4 times -24 is -96. You could use calculators. Then we do -4 times -96. That's a positive, what is that, 360, 384. We add those together, we get 400. Okay? So, the discriminant is 400. It's positive 400, so there's two real answers. Now, what are they? I don't know, and I don't care. All right? There are two real answers because the discriminant's positive. It's positive 400. Okay? That's all you have to do. 23. Okay. This one's a teensy bit tougher, but not much. Okay, so we have 4x squared equals 5x minus 10. 4x squared is 5x, take away 10. Okay, so it's got to equal 0. It doesn't equal 0, so let's get this stuff out of here. Minus 5x, add 10, add 10. So we have 0 over here, no like terms, put them in the right order. 4x squared minus 5x plus 10. So the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. Now, do you need to memorize the discriminant? Yeah, and here's why. I've already told you have to memorize the quadratic formula. If you memorize the quadratic formula, you've got this memorized because it's part of it. Okay? It's kind of like saying, memorize from 1 to 1,000. Well, do I have to memorize 1 to 100? Of course you do. Okay? If you can count to 1,000, you can obviously count to 100. Okay? Same thing here. If you know the quadratic formula, you already know this. Okay? So, b squared, that's b, negative 5 squared is positive 25, minus 4 times a times c, 4 times 10 is 40. 4 times 40 is 160. 25 minus 160 is negative 135. It's negative. So there's two imaginary solutions. Now, what are they? I have no idea. Is this one of them? Definitely not, because it's not imaginary. There's no I. I don't know what the answers are. I don't care what the answers are. All I want you to understand is that there are two imaginary solutions. If you want to know what they are, use the whole quadratic formula. Okay? Last one, 25. Where's 25 at? 24x equals negative 48 minus 3x squared. Okay, so I want this side to be 0, so I'm going to add 48. I'm going to add 48. I'm going to add 3x squared. I'm going to add 3x squared. That way the right-hand side's 0. No like terms, put them in the right order. 3x squared plus 24x plus 48. So b squared is 24 squared. 24 squared, you could use a calculator, is 576 minus 4 times a times c. A times c is 3 times 48. 3 times 48 is 144. 4 times 144, again, you could use calculators. It is 576. 576 minus 576 is 0. And be careful. Students see 0, they go, oh, there's no solution. Yes, there is. If you look at your notes, if the discriminant is 0, there is one real solution. Now, is 0 a real number? Sure, it's a real number because there's no I. Is that the answer? No. I don't know what the answer is, okay? But there's one real answer, whatever it is, okay? All right, so that's it for this section. Again, this is due, I believe, on Thursday of this week, which is like, what was that, December 3rd, I think it is, December 3rd. So if you have any questions, make sure you email me, and I'll get back with you. Okay, we'll talk to you guys later. See you.